Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of Restoring the Republic. There is a lot to cover, and I'm going to have to be quick because votes are underway, so I'm watching the clock. But look, there was the Trump sweep. What did President Trump say to me when we talked the morning after the election? You've got gangs, violent gangs now across the state of Tennessee, and if you didn't see the hearing, UFOs across the world. So here we go. An amazing election night. Trump swept the election, winning all of the battleground states, winning the popular vote, really delivering across the board, seeing gains in the Senate and the House, slim majority in the House, but really getting a mandate on moving the country forward, being strong, and leading through strength. And so I hold the record as a freshman for the most pieces of legislation offered. I also hold the record for the most pieces of legislation passed by a freshman, and that's a record for congressional history. So with that, we'll start packaging some of those pieces of legislation and getting them ready for January once the president is sworn in. Now, so funny story, it's the morning after the election. I'm standing there in the kitchen. I'm fixing a breakfast for the family, and I asked the kids, like, hey, would you like to call the president and leave him a message? I really didn't expect him to answer. It is the morning after the election, and he would have been up till 2 or 3, and so I pick up the phone, and we've said, look, it's going to ring. You're going to be on speaker, and then all together we're going to say congratulations. So it rings, and on the third ring, I'm like, all right, kids, get ready, and then President Trump picks up. And so here we go, the President of the United States of America, and I'm like, oh, crap, he is what I'm thinking at least. I said, Mr. President, this is Congressman Andy Ogles from Tennessee. I've got my family on the phone, and if it's okay, they'd like to talk to you for a moment. And so that the entire family, we say, hey, congratulations, Mr. President. And so here you have the President of the United States of America, the President-elect, who's only had 2 or 3 hours of sleep, talking to my family as we stand in the kitchen and having a conversation with my 9-year-old. That's the part of Trump that people don't get to see, that he appreciates those personal touches, and he'll spend the time with you if you're willing to invest and, quite frankly, fight for this country. Now, on to his nominations. You have the liberal heads are spinning because you have folks like Matt Gaetz, Pete Hegseth, some of these other appointments, and they don't know what to do with themselves. I think you're going to see some recess appointments, but that being said, Thune in the Senate has already indicated that if the Senate is unwilling to confirm the president's nominees, that all options are on the table, which would include recess appointments. Now, on another topic that affects Tennessee on a very personal and local level are the violent gangs from South and Central America that are flooding the country, but including the state of Tennessee. So at the federal level, we've got to close the border. We have to start deporting people. So a few weeks ago, I spent roughly an hour with the president, and we talked about that we have to have this mass deportation. That's why I had the Send Them Back Act, which would trigger the largest deportation in American history. It's our country. We get to decide who comes in. We also get to decide who leaves. On the local and the state level, you're going to see great leadership from Bill Lee and our local state representatives and our sheriff's departments as we continue to keep our community safe. So just know it's a priority for elected officials, myself included, across the board as we fight to protect and keep our communities whole. So with that, stay tuned. We're going to have all 3 branches in January, and we're going to immediately start to address this. Now, on to the UAP or the UFO hearing. Here's my comments. And I'll say this, it is clear from my experience and what I've seen that there is something out there. The question is it ours? Is it someone else's? Or is it otherworldly? So there you have it. Well, there's a lot of information. For those of you who follow this topic, you've seen some of the videos, some of the photos. There is something out there. The technology is advanced, and it's concerning. As the governing body, as the body of accountability, we need to know what is out there. And so I stand by my comments. The truth is out there. Is it ours? Is it someone else's? Or is it otherworldly? With that, God bless.